Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's defense attorneys rest their case in the trial to decide the sheriff's future in public office. Our political editor Mark Maxwell is live outside the courthouse where the state of Missouri is fighting to expel the sheriff from office. Mark.
Mike, good evening. I've been inside that courtroom for each of the last 4 days, stretching into last week. And over each of those days, witness after witness, a parade of them, took the stand and testified under oath about erratic behavior they witnessed Sheriff Alfred Montgomery conduct. Now it comes to a judge who will have to decide if that overwhelming body of evidence and witness testimony amounts to an inexperienced, perhaps bad or demanding boss who had a penchant for just picking on people, or if it was something more serious, actions taken by someone who needs to be removed from office. That's the question now facing Judge Stephen Omer. At several turns, we saw him warn lawyers on both sides of this argument, don't try and argue the separate federal criminal trial in his state court here. Yet still today, we saw defense bring out 3 flip phones and ask the court's clerk to call a phone number, see if one of those 3 phones might ring. It was a show to try and prove the so-called burner phone federal prosecutors allege Montgomery used to intimidate witnesses was actually just a standard work issue phone that he obtained through his office. We also heard continued testimony about millions of dollars in loose cash, all collected and counted on the floor of the sheriff's office inside the courthouse from the land tax sale. But that had already happened after the sheriff was in federal custody, raising questions about why it was even a factor in this trial at all. Defense continued trying to chip away at the state's case, arguing that any so-called retaliation taken against deputies was actually legitimate discipline carried out by a committee, not just the sheriff acting on his own. Closing arguments are scheduled to begin tomorrow morning. We got a preview of those arguments twice at 2 different junctures today when Montgomery's lead attorney, retired Judge David Mason, urged the judge here to throw out the whole case, and he gave a few of his reasons why, basically saying all of this, whatever evidence exists here, just isn't enough to take the extraordinary step of kicking him out.